some chairs here. Okay. All right. How is everybody? Happy Friday. It's Friday. I'm excited about Friday. Okay, so I get asked this question quite a bit, and I'm going to try to start answering more questions via live when I have the time. One of the biggest questions I get asked is, can I bring a friend with me to my reading? And I don't think that people really understand, well, first of all, I don't think people understand the difference between a psychic and a medium. And it's imperative that you understand the difference when you're booking a reading, because the first thing that I'm going to ask you is, do you want a psychic reading or do you want a mediumship reading? So a psychic is able to connect through her intuition or his intuition and bring up things that may happen in the future, concerns, whether it be financially, based on love, career, should I move, those types of things. And hold on, I'm tuning myself out. A medium is someone that can connect with the other side. So a medium will bring spirit through. And those are not the same at all. In fact, one of the hardest parts of my job is knowing when I'm receiving information from spirit and when I'm receiving information intuitively, just using my ability to connect with the universe and with my guides and bring through information for the person in front of me. So something that's really important to understand when it comes to getting a mediumship reading is that, and psychic, but I'll break them both down for you. When you're getting a mediumship reading, it's like a cocktail, okay? It's you, spirit, and the medium. And you want everybody to show up open-minded and able to, if they're highly skeptical or even cynical, step out of that box during the reading and just be present and able to accept the information that you're hearing without judging it. So that's your job as the sitter, is to just be incredibly open to whatever may come through. If your energy is off, if you are in denial, if you think that this is impossible, if you feel like this is a waste of money, or you're trying to prove to someone that you're with that you don't believe in this type of thing, then you're in the wrong place and you're wasting your money. Because, like I said, there are three things that go in this cocktail: you, spirit, and the universe, or you, spirit, and your medium. So the medium's going to come to the reading ready to go. I meditate. If I need to take a nap, I take a nap before. I'm ready to go. That's my job. Spirit is almost always going to come ready to go because they want to get a message through to you just as much as you want to receive one. So they're usually ready to go. It's usually up to you to make the best of the reading, and you're the ingredient in the cocktail that's always kind of up in the air. So when you're getting a mediumship reading, come and be completely open and present and ready to receive information. But what you don't want to do is bring a friend. Here's why you don't want to bring a friend for a mediumship reading. What you're going to do is that friend is going to bring through their own spirits when they come. They're going to bring their grandma with them. They're going to bring their crazy Uncle Bob, just like you're bringing your brother and your mom, through. And my job as a medium is to bring spirit through, and I'm going to go just like you would. You gravitate at a party to someone that is wearing something that you like because you want to strike up a conversation, or whoever seems gregarious or outgoing, you may be pulled to that person at that party. That's how it is for me when I'm reading spirit. I am just really pulled to certain individuals, certain personalities, and also the ones that are the loudest. Okay, so when we're doing private readings and you have a friend in there, there's a good chance that I could be pulled to your friend's grandma, just because she's louder and funnier, or just because I feel like I have the deepest connection with her. And so what ends up happening is I bring through your friend who was just there for moral support. You know, she was just there to help you get through it, or to pat you on the back, or because you were nervous. And now the whole reading that you just paid for is now about that person. And, you know, we can only control it so much as mediums. I try my best to put up what I call a dam, and kind of keeping out everybody else, but it is very, very hard to do. And if you're going to spend the kind of money that it costs to have a reading with me, and it is investment, I know it's not cheap, and that's why I'm making this video, then you want to get absolutely everything that you can out of it. So that's a mediumship reading, and that's why you don't want to bring a friend to a mediumship reading. And a psychic reading is completely different, and it's probably even more important that you don't bring a friend to a psychic reading. So just like I said, mediumship readings are a cocktail of you and spirit and the medium. Psychic readings are a cocktail of you, the universe and intuition, my guides, all one thing, and me, the psychic, okay? So the three of us, you know, the source, and you and me will sit down, and I will maybe ask you, what do you want to focus on? Do you want to focus on your love life? Do you want to focus on your finances? Do you want to focus on just guidance in general? Are you confused about your life purpose? We'll go through some of those things, and I'll basically just ask you what direction you want to be steered in, and where you want information, what you want information on. And if you have, this is an energy exchange, okay? When we're doing a psychic reading, I am divinely connected to your energy. That's how I'm figuring out, oh, you just bought a new house, or oh, you're about to start a new job, or don't date this guy, I think he's cheating on you. I am able to pick that stuff up because I'm energetically connecting with you. And when you bring another energy into the room, you know, I'm technically open to either one of you, and things can get confusing, and, you know, I feel like I'm reading you, I feel like I'm getting this from you, but energy is, you can't see it, okay? So, you know, if I've got you both, you know, 2 feet in front of me, there's a good chance that some of the information that I'm coming from could possibly belong to the person sitting next to you who isn't even paying for the reading, okay? And once again, I know that my readings are an investment. They're not cheap. And so, like I said, that's why I'm making this video, because I want you to understand how important it is to make this private reading about you as much as humanly possible. And bringing in a friend is just, it's not going to do that. It makes, I feel the information, it makes it not as effective. And at times it could be inaccurate if I'm giving you the information and it's supposed to be for the person sitting next to you. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Now, when is it appropriate to bring a friend? I would highly suggest, if, you know, let's say you and a friend want to go to a mediumship, to get a mediumship reading because you both have the same friend that passed away, okay? Or maybe, you know, a mother passed away and she's your mom and she's also your best friend's mom, like her second mom, and you're incredibly close. I would highly suggest that you attend a mediumship demonstration. In fact, the bigger of a crowd that you go with, the bigger chance for you to get a reading, because there's more of you there, you know. So let's say 15 of you come to a mediumship demonstration and you're all hoping to talk to the same person. The chances of you getting a mediumship reading at an event are much higher. And the other great thing about that is you're able to bounce off of each other. Like, you don't remember why that date's important, but your friend Anna does. So, and the reason that I would suggest doing a mediumship demonstration instead of going with each other to a private reading is for one reason and one reason only: price. It's only $35 to go to a mediumship demonstration. if you're spending $300 for a 1 hour or $150 for a half hour, you want to get every drop you can out of that investment. So I would highly suggest that if you want to experience something together, it would be, go the mediumship route, or the mediumship demonstration route, rather. As far as the psychic reading goes, there really is no way for you to experience that in a group. Usually all psychic readings are one-on-one. However, if you are in a deep, committed relationship, there's no secrets. You guys live life together. All of your decisions are happening together. I don't see why you can't get a psychic reading with your partner or with your loved one, okay? Because a lot of things are going to be intertwined, and you both are probably going to have the same goal. We want to build a house, or we want to move across the country, or whatever the situation may be, whatever the reason for you getting a psychic reading may be. Usually, partners have the same end in mind, and they're going after the same thing. Their energy is, really culminated. It's really together. And that would probably be the only time that I would suggest getting a psychic reading with someone else, would be your partner. Maybe even a business partner. But even then, whether it's going to go good or bad for you or her, it's just so confusing. So that is my take. That is my thoughts. That is my whatever towards bringing a friend to a psychic reading or a mediumship reading. And like I said, it's very important to remember that they're completely different readings. I hate that, we're called a psychic medium. Technically, that's what we are. We're both of those things, but a lot of people don't understand that they are separate things. So just know that those readings are completely separate. And don't bring a friend. If you're paying to get a private reading, get as much as you can out of that. So I'm going to go back up here and just take a look at some of, hi! So many of you are so wonderful. I am so happy it's Friday. Your guys' comments are so sweet. Let's see. So if any of you are looking at the comments, you'll notice, and this is a first, my brother Keith Coleman, is on, and he said, "Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?" Me and Keith grew up watching Dumb and Dumber constantly, and so we always quote Dumb and Dumber, and so that's what he's doing. He's quoting Dumb and Dumber. All right, thanks, Keith. That made me laugh really hard and lose my train of thought. Thank you so much, Jenny. That I really, really appreciate you following and saying that. You're so sweet. Okay. Just making sure I'm not going to upset anybody and not missing questions or anything. Oh, Nikki, you just made my day. Thank you. Thank you. That is such an honor to hear that, and it is such a blessing. Okay, let's see. So, Jenny, you mentioned you wish that people on the other side could give you a sign that they hear you. They do. They will give you a sign. First of all, you have to ask for it. And second of all, one of the hardest things for humans to do is you have to be patient. What I suggest that you do if you want a loved one to let you know that they are with you, or that they hear you, or that they're going through whatever you may want them to be going through with you, is to simply say out loud, or you could say it in your head too, but I'm a loud person, I don't know. I would say something like, if you're with me, or if you just experienced this, or if you're the one that turned that TV on, show me a hummingbird. Okay? And so then what you're going to do is you're going to be very patient, and you are going to wait to see that hummingbird. Now, this is not going to be a hummingbird that flies in front of your face while you're sitting at the dinner table. This might be a picture on the television. It might be a picture on a shirt. Maybe you walk into a store and there's a big hummingbird feeder section that's set up since, it's getting warm out, something like that. But that is a sign, and that is their new language. That is how spirit communicates with you. And it's really no different, if your loved one passed and then woke up one day and, they were speaking Spanish. You would learn how to speak Spanish to communicate with them on the other side, right? So they've just learned how to use a new language, and that's their language, and it's the language of signs. So try that the next time you're wanting confirmation that that your mom or whoever it might be is with you. Ask for a sign, because I'm telling you, every single time I do it, every time it pops up. And no, I'm not just talking about on my phone, the whole Big Brother thing where you say something and then, oh my God, it's an ad on my phone. Give yourself and Spirit a little bit of credit and look elsewhere, okay? Okay. I do not have a book out. I am really working on getting my book done. Thank you so much for asking that, Lori Lane. Writing a book and being a single mom and running a business and having shows every other weekend and teaching, there is just not a whole lot of time and motivation and hours in the day to get it finished. And it's really become a labor of love, my book has. And, I hope that once it's out, it inspires. But I'm very cautious about putting it out. I'm not just going to throw something out there. So you'll have to be patient with me, but I promise it's in the works. Okay. Erica, you are so sweet. Thank you. I keep saying I need to come down and see you. Yes, Kendra, let's make an appointment. Let's do it. Thank you so much for all of the sweet messages. You guys never cease to make me feel like a billionaire. Emotionally, mentally, you're amazing. Why would Spirit not be able to come through at a private reading? Sasha, I've never had a problem bringing Spirit through during a private reading, ever. Knock on wood. I hope my table's real wood. If that were the case, though, if you'd made an appointment with me and you were coming in and you wanted to speak to someone in particular and I couldn't get them, I would not charge you. So, it's kind of a win-win for you. I would never charge someone if I couldn't bring their loved one through. I hope that answers your question, Sasha. Okay. Hi, Dustin. Hi, Chelsea. Yes, you can Facebook pay me. That's just fine if you want to schedule a reading. I accept Facebook Pay, PayPal, and Venmo. And so there's that. And I am still taking appointments, even though, I'm booked out pretty far. I am still taking appointments. And one of the reasons that I'm booked out so far is because I'm trying to take a little bit more time off to finish this book. And, it's just not easy. It's so hard. It's literally the hardest thing I've ever done is write this book and give birth. So, that's awesome. Hi, Grammy. I just had lunch with my Grammy. Her name's Casey. She just popped on. Okay, so are your psychic meetings the same price? Yes. Psychic is the same price as a mediumship reading. So, just get a hold of me, send me a message, and my God, please, please, please be patient with me because it takes a long time to get through all these messages. And I usually try to only sit down a couple times a week and go through all of them instead of constantly being on my phone. But, we do have people that reschedule often. Thanks to COVID, it happens quite a bit. So even though I am booked so far out, oftentimes there are appointments that are available. It just kind of depends on when you message and all of that. So I am going to get off of here, but I hope that explaining to you why you shouldn't bring a friend to a private reading was beneficial, and I hope that you understood it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Just like I said, please be patient. So I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend, and I love you, and I'll be seeing you guys in Chillicothe. I think Chillicothe is almost sold out, so that is the next event. All right, bye-bye. Thank you so much.